bring you, though. We want to go out to Washington State, where the FBI and the Sheriff's Office giving an update on Travis Decker's search. This is the man that is accused of killing his 3 daughters at a campsite. Let's listen in.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Peter Orth. I'm the Supervisory Senior Resident Agent for the FBI offices in Yakima and Tri-Cities. Thank you for joining us. The media is very important and plays a very important role in the ability of law enforcement to push information out to our communities. So thank you for helping us spread the word. At this time, the FBI is conducting a grid search operation today and tomorrow near the Rock Island Campground. But I want to be clear that currently we have no evidence that Travis Decker is alive or dead. But we are conducting a grid search operation over the next 2 days. It's currently taking place right now. We hope to find evidence that will lead us to Travis Decker or any information regarding the murder of his 3 daughters. By thoroughly searching and documenting the area, we can help prevent the need to review the area in the future by collecting all possible evidence. Today, there are nearly 100 FBI and partner agencies personnel on the ground to participate in this search operation. We have specialty teams from the federal government and local partner agencies all deployed here today and tomorrow for this operation. For almost 3 months, the investigators, led by the Chelan County Sheriff's Office and the FBI, have carefully followed hundreds of tips regarding the search for Travis Decker in this investigation. It's taken us over rough terrain, difficult areas, multiple states, remote locations that are inaccessible. The residents and visitors of Chelan County know very well that these areas are covered with vast dirt roads that stretch for miles, no cell phone service, and many other challenges. That effort gets more difficult as time goes on. The elements bury, they carry away, erode the very items that we're looking to seek and capture for the investigation. Our search teams today are out in 90-plus degree weather trying to gather all this evidence. FBI Seattle wants to assure the communities in Leavenworth and Wenatchee, as well as Chelan County and Washington State, that this case is a priority for the FBI. That is why we're here today. This is a beautiful area in which a heinous crime occurred. We are here to seek justice for Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia. We are here to find answers for their family, friends, and the community. And we are here to hopefully provide some measure of closure to their loved ones in this senseless tragedy. We want to thank all the hikers, campers, and the community for their patience as we had to close down a very popular area for recreation. I would ask people that were inconvenienced by this to consider themselves indirect contributors to the search operation. To the community, if you find any information that you think is helpful to this investigation, we're directing you to the U.S. Marshals tip line. Please report any information you feel is appropriate for the investigators to the U.S. Marshals. And Sheriff Morrison has some comments.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here again. I just want to publicly recognize Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia again. We have not forgotten about them. We still send our thoughts and prayers up to them. We're thinking of their family during this time. But more importantly, I just want to say thanks to the Seattle office of the FBI and all the partnering offices that have also come out to support this current operation. We've made it very clear over the last 3 months that we have not given up. We've continued to track down leads. Our investigative unit continues to follow up on evidence that's coming back from the Washington State Patrol. We thank Chief Batiste and his agency for, again, being a valuable partner. You see them out there again today. I'd also like to thank the U.S. Marshals Service for also being out with us during our search. I'd also like to thank the Yakima County Sheriff's Office, the Yakima Police Department, the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, and our agency for being out there, along with the U.S. Forest Service, the U.S. Army's Criminal Investigation Division, and Central Washington University's Anthropology Department. Again, we recognize Chelan County Sheriff's Office as a medium-sized agency. We couldn't do this investigation on our own without our partners coming alongside of us, providing us the resources we need in order to give the kind of investigation that these 3 young girls deserve, their family deserves, and more likely that our community also deserves. We want to bring closure. We want to bring answers. We understand the frustration. We're feeling it as well. It's been 3 months. We would love to have Travis Decker in custody, standing in front of a judge. We recognize that at times these kind of investigations take time. It's going to take perseverance, and as we saw with our partners in Okanagan County Sheriff's Office, after 3 years they were able to track down their homicide suspect, unfortunately deceased in a homeless camp in Spokane. We recognize that those are the kind of outcomes that do come over time. So it's going to take patience, understanding from our community. Again, we appreciate Whitney, her family, the girls' families and friends for being patient and understanding with the Sheriff's Office, and being understanding that our partners are doing anything and everything possible to do a thorough investigation, following up on all leads, and not limiting any kind of resources that are available. I appreciate the funding that's come in to allow this kind of operation to take place today. You've seen this over the last several months with our partnering and neighboring agencies, not only nationally within the state, but also internationally that have followed up on leads on our behalf. Again, the Sheriff's Office and the citizens of Chelan County are appreciative. We'll continue to be appreciative. But again, we will not relent. We will not give up until this investigation is concluded and that Travis is accounted for and or taken into custody. Again, I appreciate your time. Thank you for being here, showing support for us, and we'll take any questions you may have.
Sheriff Michelle Devon from Conway News.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you be specific about why this is such a targeted location? Seems to be site specific. How does that investigators do?
Absolutely. So this is the primary area where the initial crime took place. We've had our agents, our investigators, along with the U.S. Marshals Service and our volunteer search and rescue team that did a thorough grid search around the initial campsite. We had our investigators embedded in with that process. The FBI is now following up behind to expand that out. Based off the information that we've received back from behavioral analysis on a possible outcome of how this may have gone or where Travis may have gone, we wanted to expand our efforts out. And further, we wanted to support and provide a solid foundation for our investigation and what areas we have searched for future investigators when they come on scene if we haven't settled this or found Travis in the next couple of years. But it's going to take us some time, and we're going to continue to do a thorough search and continue to expand out anything. I believe we did a thorough search initially, but again, when we come back with new technology, more resources, more personnel, that allows us to better document what we have covered for future investigations.
And Sheriff Morrison, Brady Wakayama with King 5 News. How did you folks decide on the time, on how long you plan on being out here? Just 2 days rather than a week or, less time or more time? Why is it only just 2 days?
Based off the resources we had, and again, I'll let the FBI follow up further as they're the ones leading this investigation and the follow-up operation. It seemed appropriate with the amount of ground we were trying to cover. And again, we're mapping it out. If we need to expand further, I understand that they can take more time to expand out. But again, we've agreed on those 2 days. We'll reassess once that time frame comes to an end.
And how much ground are we trying to cover over the next 2 days?
As I understand it, we're going about a quarter-mile radius around the campsite. If we need to expand out further, we will. Based off investigations and follow-up we've done with the U.S. Marshal's Office, looking into similar cases, we found that historically and typically that you found the homicide suspect and those responsible within a quarter mile of the scene, either alive and or deceased.
Is there any new evidence that you've uncovered that you can share with us that led you to this location?
No, again, it's just due diligence, making sure that we're checking our boxes and doing everything we can to best map it out in the future in case there comes a time where I'm not in office or our investigators aren't in office. It's well documented. There's a well-established history. Anyone can pick up where we left off. We saw this with the Green River Killer case that started in the early 80s, expanded out in the early 2000s. I can tell you that a lot of the investigators that were assigned to that case have long since retired. Once he was taken into custody, again, we want to lay that kind of foundation in case our investigation goes that long. But we remain committed. I'm going to make sure that we do a thorough job.
Sheriff, are you guys still using the air resources as well, or is this all a foot search today and tomorrow?
This is all ground, but we do have air resources if we need to call them back in. And we appreciate the FBI for taking point on that. We also appreciate Spokane Police Department that brought their drone unit before. We've had our drone unit out, along with Spokane County, Snohomish County, King County, our air units, and Washington State Patrol's fixed wing. So we know if we have to call upon them, they will be available. But at this time, we understand that getting boots on the ground and into the thicker brush is probably our best point leading forward.
Sheriff, is there kind of a rush to get out here and possibly try to get things settled? I know that you're closing for the next 2 days, but Memorial or the next holiday is right around the corner. Do you guys foresee maybe taking the rest of the week, expanding into other areas, or is this just going to happen over the next few days and then we're just going to wrap up before the holiday?
We've never been rushed. So this is an investigation looking into the homicide of 3 young girls. If it requires us to expand our time out on the ground further, we'll do so. We're going to start off with 2 days. We understand that they're limited resources. These are taxpayer dollars that we're utilizing. We're not going to be wasteful with them, but we're going to make sure to be thorough. If we need to go out to the end of the week, we will. The holiday weekend is not going to obstruct our investigation or slow us down. We understand it may be an inconvenience for those who want to come here and recreate. We are a tourist destination. We recognize that, but we're also 2,900 plus square miles. There's other places to camp. We appreciate the community support, those visitors' support, and we understand this does present an inconvenience, but there are a lot of other areas where you still can recreate, camp here within our county. We welcome you, but for the time being, that area is closed for operations, and if we need to expand out, we will, but we've never been in a hurry. We're going to be thorough, we're going to be detailed, because justice remains on it. So it depends on us. We want to make sure that we're doing everything possible to present a strong case when we get to court.
And Sheriff, you may have mentioned this before, but what additional resources are in this search versus previous ones? What's the difference?
I'll allow the FBI to expand out more on what they've brought to the table, but I can tell you just the resources available from the units that are coming in. I've cited the U.S. Marshals Service, the FBI. This is the first time that I've seen the U.S. Army's Criminal Investigation Division on the ground, too. We've had electronic sniffing dogs. We've had specialists in different fields. So we're just expanding out with what we have available to the criminal justice system, and that's not available to the Sheriff's Office. And again, we couldn't do this without the FBI's support, and we're grateful for that.
You might be repeating yourself, but would you mind just sort of emphasizing what role the FBI will play and how they're going to take the lead in this search and why?
They are the leads in this search. They're the ones that put forth the personnel, the funding, the coordination, the logistics. Again, we thank them. We appreciate them coming all the way over here and doing this. We understand what kind of a time consumption this is, what a resource consumption this is. Again, we could not do this without our federal partners. We're thankful for our federal partners. FBI, U.S. Marshals, Homeland Security Investigation. We've had Border Patrol out here assisting us as well. Just thankful for our federal partners, our local partners, our state partners, and we'll continue to work with them as best we can.
Can you talk a little bit about, I mean, the slightly emotional side? You know, it has been almost 3 months to the day at this point. We're still looking. This is still something that people think about every day in some households. Can you talk a little bit about maybe if it's a little bit defeating to still be doing this today?
It's not defeating for us. We don't give up. We understand that the girls would not want us to give up, but I did talk with Whitney last night over the phone. I get her frustration. Of course, she wants the kind of closure where we can locate Travis and bring him to justice. And we also understand that our community is frustrated. We hear the comments back from the community as well saying, why haven't you guys found him yet? And of course, bringing up suggestions, we hear you. We're trying our best. We're doing what we can with the resources we have. We don't get frustrated, though. We're not going to give up. We understand this could take years. And we'll be here. If it's not me wearing this uniform, it'll be another Chelan County Sheriff's deputy. It'll be another FBI agent. It'll be another U.S. Marshal. This is not going to go away till Travis is located. And again, we're going to continue to persevere, grind on, and we will find him in one fashion or the other.
Can you talk a little bit about the current award?
Current award that the U.S. Marshal Service is offering is $20,000, and I know I've heard calls from the public, why don't you raise that amount? Again, we don't control that. We appreciate the U.S. Marshal for putting in the work that they have. Having Travis be in the spotlight that he is in, and also the funds that have been made available to turn him in. I don't think there's anything saying that members of the public couldn't come up with their own funds to offer up. But again, I would tread lightly in there because fraud is a real thing. But again, we're pursuing forward with justice. We hope that individuals do take the award as a serious offer, and we'll continue to work with the Marshal Service. If we're able to get additional funding, we're grateful for that as well.
Can you speak a little bit to, I know we've talked about the terrain extensively, his military training, but what is the likelihood with the type of weather we've experienced that Travis Decker is alive at this point?
Yeah, we'd never presume that he's alive or dead until he's accounted for, found in one fashion or the other. I've said it before, I don't believe he's special in any way. He was part of the military. I appreciate his service. Right now, he's a criminal at large. He's wanted for murder and kidnapping. We have other individuals on the ground that are more trained. Our instructors in this field are actual survivalists. And I feel like we have the right members on our team. And he's got a lot of people hunting against him. I've said it before. He's got to be perfect every single day. We just have to be perfect once. And if he is still alive, I got to imagine he's pretty tired by now. But we understand the likelihood that there could be a potential that he is deceased. But until we find him, alive or dead, we're going to continue to search.
Question for Agent Orth, if I could.
Sir.
A question was asked, sir, about recent.
All right, the FBI and Sheriff's Office in Washington State giving an update on the major manhunt for Travis Decker, accused of killing his 3 daughters at a campsite. Right now, they do not know if Travis Decker is alive or dead, but they are continuing that search for the murder suspect. We are going to take a 2-minute break on Live Now from Fox. We will be back with